Hello, everyone. Welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone, and I'm jamming this video in Monday night before we go record with Educated Collins and Call Me Sal for the Snap Judgments podcast. After last week we had Glenn Jones, the week before we had Lambie series on. Make sure you're checking out Snap Judgments. You don't want to miss it. Today we have two amazing decks for you. We've got a free-to-play-ish Black Knight from OceanMud. OceanMud is a free-to-play player, arguably the best free-to-play player in the world. All you need for this deck is Black Knight. I'm really, really sorry to get this deck out for you right after Black Knight comes out of Spotlight caches. Honest to God, I just did not have time. I wanted to, and I just straight up did not have time to get it done. Still work full time. But this deck is sick, and Black Knight is back in less than a month, so you're going to want to try this deck out as soon as you have the ability. And I know a lot of you got Black Knight and are still looking for the best home for him. This is right up there with the very best of them all. Highest win rate I found. We've also got Mariotelli, who won a Spanish tournament with a Darkhawk build. It's a take that should have been obvious and we should have been playing, I feel like, but we haven't. Mariotelli is the first person I've seen play it, so you need to try it. This is immediately one of the best decks in the game. It is a tournament winner. I believe it won 2 tournaments in a row. It is the most played deck from Mariotelli in tournaments. Before we go any further, I'd like to invite you to subscribe. We bring you at least 2 brand new decks every single weekday right here on Snap Judgments, and usually an extra 2 on Sunday. I don't know if you can hear it. My cat has decided to cry in the hallway for some reason, so if you could hear that, I'm really sorry. His name is Atticus. He's a good little devil. Um, we do at least 2 brand new decks every weekday here on the channel. We find you proven decks that can help you get infinite climb and high infinite and get your infinity borders. These are really great decks, and we get them to you before the meta. We work really hard to make sure that we can get you the best decks as fast as humanly possible. We are doing a giveaway. Usually we do giveaways where we're like, all right, sub to our channel, comment or something, and then we're gonna give you stuff. We're still gonna do that in 2 weeks, but this week we're doing some different things. In 2 weeks we're giving away 15 season passes. So make sure you're subbed so you don't miss that. But for now, what you need, it's our guy's birthday today. As you're watching this, it's Super Tech God's birthday. Happy birthday to our friend Ken. We are giving away a magic bundle. It says and a Deadpool bundle, but I'm an idiot and the Deadpool bundle expired. So a magic bundle and $5 worth of gold, I feel like, is a fair compromise. So a magic bundle and $5 worth of gold for anyone who goes to his Twitch stream tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. He should be going basically all night. He's streaming. Go in, give him a follow, say happy birthday. He's going to pull a winner. He's going to let me know. I'm going to send you your stuff. Cool? We're also doing this Wolverthor's birthday is Halloween. You can find him on Wolversnap on YouTube. We're doing the exact same giveaway for him. So we're trying to help our friends celebrate their birthdays. Go sub to Wolversnap and make sure you follow Super Tech God on his stream. We'll have more info about Wolversnap later. For now, don't forget, Super Tech God, happy birthday, buddy. All right. Our deck credits for the day. OceanMud is twitch.tv/OceanMud. That's how you find him. Mariotelli is a Spanish language streamer and twitch.tv/Mariotelli13. Mariotelli is one of the best Spanish language streamers in the world. If you know Spanish or are willing to I don't want to say struggle, but willing to engage, it's very, very, very worth checking out. We've also got Super Tech God again, quick reminder. Furthermore, don't forget to sub to us on the Marvel Snap Zone YouTube. Check out my articles on the Marvel Snap Zone website. We've got really great guests on the podcast all the time, and there's really great videos happening over there. Finally, Super Tech God and Cino's podcast, Marvel Snapcast. I was on their 1-year anniversary of Marvel Snap episode, and we had an absolute blast. Just genuinely crazy, crazy fun. It's getting rave reviews, so if you're willing to check it out, let me know what you think. I bet you're going to give us some rave reviews too. Let's keep it going. Or OceanMud's free-to-play friendly Black Knight deck. What makes it so free-to-play friendly? Well, it's only got one above Series 4 card. So if you are on your way to completing Series 3, you can target these cards, then you can have this very deck. This is ultimately a Lockjaw Hella deck. Black Knight adds some extra consistency to it. I think that really takes it over the top when you don't get the Lockjaw thing going. Because Black Knight with a blade, for example, on turn 2 that chucks an Infinite gives you a play on 4. And then you can skip 5, and then you can drop Dracula, right? on 5, and then you can drop Magneto on 6 or Giganto on 6, and that's fairly likely to win you a game of Snap, right? Like, that's a reasonable chance to win that Snap game. You can also get all of this stuff coming in and out of Lockjaw. You can easily throw Jubilee, Wasp, Hela herself, Lady Sif into, or Blade, or even Black Knight in certain situations, into Lockjaw without any hesitation, and hopefully get something really big out of there. So there's a lot to like about this deck. It puts out a massive amount of power, and it is, again, free-to-play friendly. Black Knight is the only Series 4 or 5 card here. And did you see that last slide? And the win rate. This is like a must-play deck. So turn 1 pass, there are no 2-drops in the deck. Turn 2, you Black Knight, and from now on you're going to Blade whenever the target's good. You can Blade right then and there. If there's anything good, right? But you don't want to Blade a Lady Sif or a Hela at that point, right? So you'll hold it if that's the case. Turn 3, Lockjaw. I would generally snap on Lockjaw. You're going to lose some percentage of the time when you snap on Lockjaw, like you're going to lose when you play Thanos some percentage of the time when you snap on Mindstone. Don't be afraid to snap and then still run away. But Lockjaw makes you very favored, so you snap to try and gain extra cube equity. In the long run, you gain more cubes that way as long as you still retreat appropriately, even after you've snapped. If you don't Lockjaw, hopefully you have Lady Sif. Turn 4 is you play whatever into Lockjaw, or you just drop Dracula. If Hela is already in hand, Jubilee is a great play here. Be wary of Jubilee grabbing Sif to chuck Hela. That's the only real downside. Otherwise, Jubi is good. Turn 5 is basically the same as 4. And turn 6, either Hela, a card into Lockjaw, or a big thing. Nice, simple play patterns. Nice, simple snap patterns. I think this deck is really good. I'm not, like, kidding. I think this deck is really good. If you can get the Black Knight thing going, right? Like, you just go Black Knight early, you discard an Infinite, you play the Shard in some relatively safe spot, maybe the one that doesn't reveal have ongoings or whatever. Then you drop Dracula, and then you drop Hela. Like, you've had a reasonable chance of winning that game. That's a lot of power on the board. So don't hesitate to try this deck out. You will be happy with how much power. Also, if you snap aggressively with things like Lockjaw and Black Knight on the board, opponents will very often just run. They go, don't want to deal with their high roll, and you run, and you just sort of steal extra cubes that way. Okay, variant talk time. We've got my whatchamacallit, Steampunk Wasp. It's a fine card. I'm waiting for that hip Black Knight, probably. I've got the hip Blade, I got the hip Lockjaw, I got the hip Sif, and I got the hip Gigantos. We got our 4 hips in the deck, as we like to have. Hips are the best. We've got my favorite Dracula, including the hip. I love this Dracula. It feels very classic Dracula. I've got 3 Jubilees. I don't have a favorite. I switch between them. I've also got 4 America Chavez, 3 of which I really like. You'll see the others throughout the videos if you watch enough. This one is the one I have the gold border on, so that's really cool. We've got my favorite Magneto, and we've got 2 Infinauts that fundamentally feel the same. I don't actually like Infinauts character design all that much. No offense to whoever came up with it, but it's not really for me. And of course, Gardening Hela, which I feel is, I don't know, weirdly appropriate always. I don't know why. It just suits her so damn well. Okay, next up we have Mariotelli's tournament winner. This is a freaking sick deck. It does not need to see any cards in any particular turns, which is part of what makes it so good, although it still might want America Chavez over, probably it'd have to be Mobius, although it could be Doom or Alioth. Basically, you can do the whole Elsa thing, right? Like, it's got the little mini move Elsa package, where it's got Elsa, Angela, Jeff, Nightcrawler, and Vision, and, like, that package is arguably the best in the game. And then to combine that, it has the previous best package in the game, the Korg package. Sorry, the Darkhawk package, where it goes Korg, Rockslide, and Darkhawk, and then it throws Iron Lad in there for good measure, because Iron Ladding freaking, like, 5 cards in this deck is amazing. Iron Ladding Korg is great. Iron Ladding Nightcrawler is great. Iron Ladding Angela is fine, but not great. Iron Ladding Elsa is great. Iron Ladding Jeff is great. Iron Ladding Mobius can be game-winning or useless. Rockslide is great. Darkhawk is great. Vision is great. Alioth is great. Doom is great. Iron Lad is, you guessed it, great. Vision is obviously part of the previous package, and Alioth and Doom are just the 2 best / only 2 good 6 costs that aren't hyper-specifically tied to decks. The replacements. You need Elsa, and Darkhawk is needed. Iron Lad can be Jubilee. You lose a little bit that way, but it's still perfectly fine if Iron Lad is Jubilee. Jubilee has the extra small benefit of being really solid at weakening opposing Darkhawks. Alioth can be leader. I always think that's wrong, right? Like I said it at the beginning when Alioth first came out, and I always think it's wrong. And then people that don't have Alioth in my comments but do have leader are always like, yeah, that leader pick actually works. So hey, go for it. And Mobius and Jeff are both totally replaceable cards. Some options, not the only options, but some options are Black Widow because it powers up your Darkhawk, Medusa because 2/5 is great stats, Zabu because you have Lad and Hawk, and sometimes it just works. Luke Cage, just in case any nonsense. Silk, not that you necessarily have Silk if you're missing Mobius and Jeff, but Silk is just a phenomenal card. Maria Hill is severely underrated in everything but Loki. Rogue to stop their bullshit, and Forge. And now that I think of it, I'm also going to throw in Cosmos, pretty damn good here too. So there are a lot of replacements here that you can run in those spots. Give this deck a try, please. It's so good. Okay, next up. Korg is better than Nightcrawler, in my opinion. I want that Korg out early, generally speaking, because that gives them more chance to draw the rock. Elsa on turn 2, and if they don't Elsa, I almost always snap at this point. I feel like if I Elsa on curve and they don't Elsa on curve, I am so favored that I am usually snapping. And if they're smart, unless they have Elsa, they just top decked, they should run. Like it's the best card in the game by a lot right now, I feel like. It's gonna get nerfed, I think, on Thursday. Glenn was on the podcast. He said it really overreached the target they were aiming for. Does that mean it's gonna get nerfed Thursday? I don't know, but my gut says yes. So Elsa's better than Angela's, better than Mobius, better than Jeff. Jeff is really good to play last into that Elsa spot, so it's good to hold him if you can. Turn 3 is Rock Slide, then see the twos. Turn 4 is Darkhawk, is better than Lad unless you don't have vision. Then you reverse that order. And then two twos. Two twos can be better if you're filling an Elsa lane, right? Than playing Lad or Darkhawk. But if you have vision, it's also often nice to leave one extra spot in that lane, right? So you would play like Lad in one spot, and then you would be able to vision to make vision 11 in that spot and move it last turn. And then finally you have Doom or Alioth, and I'm working on trying to figure out a heuristic to figure out when to Doom and Alioth. I don't know why, but I very rarely lose by choosing the wrong one, but I watch a lot of streamers, a lot of my friends stream, and I see them make a call where I'm just like, no, 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 Doom, no, 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 Alioth. I'm like, I don't think they always know which one and why, and which means a lot of my viewers won't know which one and why. So I'm trying to figure out some kind of heuristic for which to play and when. Some variant talk. We've got our Korg hip, our Nightcrawler hip, our Lad hip, our Alioth hip, our Mobius hip, and our Jeff hip, and our Elsa hip. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hip deck. You love to see it. This is, again, basically all my favorite variants for the cards except for Vision. I really want that hip Vision. Hip Vision, Hip Absorbent are my two most wanted cards right now, I think. I love Emperor Doom. I think it's glorious and perfect. This is my favorite Darkhawk. This is Rock, Paper, Scissors, Slide. It's unbelievable. Don't know why I like this Angela so much, but I really do. I've also got Anime Angela in gold. I flip between the two relatively often. And that's the deck. All good? Let's get going to the variants of the day. Okay. So in 2 weeks, I want this She-Hulk, right? Like Archer She-Hulk is fantastic, but I already have Pixel, and I think Pixel's like severely underrated. It feels very good for a Pixel. But in 2 more weeks, this awesome, I want to say Peach Momoko one comes out, and I'm 100% buying it. So I don't feel any great need to buy this one if I'm already going to spend money on this other one. Um, I love hips, if you missed that somehow throughout this whole video, but I have two of my favorite variants in the game for sure already. The Black Panther one is the one I use right now. It is in my top 5 variants in all of Marvel Snap, I think. Meanwhile, the baby, I think, is just the best baby variant in the game. Top 5 again, with Professor X is actually probably better, but like right up there with those. So strong, like I really, really love these cards. I'm all for them. And finally, I bought the Void merged variant for Sentry. It's Jacinto, which really put me over the top. I was torn on it. But now there's only 19 cards in Marvel Snap that I don't have variants for. The only problem with that is Nico's going to come out in well, Nico came out as you're watching this video, right? So now I'm back up to 20. But 20 cards I don't have variants for. I'm going to be on the collector with STG soon, y'all. And speaking of him, don't forget to check out his stream if you want in on that giveaway. Don't forget to hit sub to us. We always love and appreciate the support. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with another Snap Take. Peace.